Namaste, Jai Bharat. Many people do maintain this mantra, Nation First. There are so many people who maintain this Nation First mantra in their normal living. In Baroda University, I have seen vast majority people maintaining this mantra very diligently and rigorously, Nation First. Some 10 or 12 years before, the then Vice Chancellor of Baroda University, Professor Yogesh Singh, who is now Vice Chancellor of Delhi University, at any time when he addresses students and others, he keeps telling the same thing. जो भी करना राष्ट्र हित में करना. Whatever you want to do, you should do things only in the interest of nation. राष्ट्र का हित का विरोध में कुछ भी नहीं करना. Do nothing against the interest of nation, whatever you may do. He would say that at every step, whatever you do should be in the interest of the nation. Now, why do people? Of course, when I say nation first, and when I support nation first thinking, and then when there are so many people, so many people like me who believe in this principle of nation first, there must be, and there are, I know, some areas where people find it, very, 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 in a much postmodern perspective, they would say these things suffer from obsolescence, or they would say these things are obsolete. There are corners in our nation, especially in places like Kerala, and less so in Bengal, should be more, and also some pockets of Tamil Nadu, they would not like this. Of course, they think they are very wise, and let them remain so. But why there should be? Why one should think that nation first principle? Why one should do things only in the interest of nation and do nothing that would go against the interest of nation? We believe in a nation soul. Of course, that is taught to us by none other than Sri Aurobindo. Nation soul, yes, of course. Let's believe in a nation soul. But why do we need this nation? Yes, of course, we need the nation. Why? Because that's our house. That's a home. You don't want a house that leaks when it rains. You don't want a house which shatters when the wind blows strong. We don't want a house that is weak. We want a house that will shelter us, protect us, and give us what we want from the house. Nation is akin to a house. We really want a strong nation so that no one in the world is going to take us for a ride, for whatever reason maybe. So long as we are right, so long as we are in the right path. If you are doing mistakes, of course, if you are doing mistake, then treat your mistake as a mistake, and then take the punishment that comes, because as one of the punishment theories of punishment says, that punishment is a negative reward that you have earned. Once you earn a negative reward, when the punishment comes, you have to take it. That's a different story, no matter where. But so long as you're righteous, so long as you're on the right path, let somebody not take you for a ride, for whatever fancy reason they may find. We want a strong nation. We want a strong nation. And what is the fundamental unit of strength of a nation? Oh, don't go anywhere. Just look at the Rigveda itself. The last sukta of the last mandala, which is the 10th mandala of Rigveda, says precisely this. Unity is strength. If I am allowed to translate the last sukta of the 10th and last mandala of the Rigveda in a simple term, it's unity is strength. Stay united. Stay united. And so long as you are united, the Rigveda says, you will remain strong, and not only that you remain strong, you go from strength to strength. They say you go from strength to strength further. And when you are strong, when you're united, the nation becomes strong. And once the nation becomes strong, you don't have to do anything else. Everything comes to you spontaneously, automatically, and naturally. We know that a nation or a house even needs a reasonable economic infrastructure. If the nation is strong, the infrastructure will develop automatically. When you are united, you remain strong. And once you are strong, the substructure is strong, then all other things which you need in a nation shall simply happen. You don't have to run after that. That is the magic and beauty of it. So you need a strong nation for your comfortable living, for your dignified living. Not like Pakistanis, we don't go around begging with begging bowls. Pakistan has become notorious these days. They call them as Phikari nation, because this is what they had been doing in many places. They go for Umrah and don't return. Stay there with the begging bowl and keep asking, they now. We don't. We live dignified lives. Wherever you go outside the nation, you are looked at with respect. Yes, we all have our personal experiences. Sometime back when we go abroad for this or that reasons, how people treat you right from the airport immigration till you depart, how they treat you. Of course, they are hardly ill-treated, but how they treat you and how they treat you today. All travelers, those who go abroad, they will vouch for this. Ask them, they will vouch for this. How you are treated in another country when you go for whatever reason, right from the immigration till you return, they now treat you with respect, because the world has seen Bharat to be a strong nation. Nobody will take you for a ride, not only you, but also your nation. Nobody takes this nation for a ride. Nobody can sit and dictate terms and conditions. These people are very interestingly funny. I would say funny. What else? They will give you lecture on human rights. They want to give. They won't now these days. They will give lecture on human rights, and they themselves are the greatest violators of human rights. People are very selectively funny. People are very selective in their perceptions, in their attitude. And you heard of people maintaining double standards, but many of these people maintain multiple standards. Different standards at different occasions for different people. This, of course, has changed with the nation getting strong. And nation is strong because nation becomes integrated. And the nation is integrated because nation is united. And the way nation is united, it automatically becomes strong in every aspect of social dynamics and social structure. There are multiple social institutions. Every institution becomes strong. And you live a meaningful life. You go and you are treated with respect. Of course, you have a responsibility to behave in a dignified manner that would befit our nation and our Sanskriti and our history. That responsibility lies with each citizen of our nation, each Nagarik of our station. Apna bharj to nibhana hi hai. You have to maintain yourselves and you have to live very dignified, in a dignified manner, especially when you are in a different society outside. You have to be extra conscious. That doesn't mean that here you can do all kinds of manmani. Certainly not. Lawfulness is beauty. Lawlessness is anarchy. In every nook and corner of the world. So a strong nation we need for everybody's comfort, your own comfort, for your own better tomorrow, or your own better today, and your own better existence for the day. And this strength of the nation, of course, had been growing. Bharat had been becoming stronger in all fields. Once the nation is strong, it also automatically becomes economically strong. Of course, our government, they're very wise. They focus on all those things. And many people don't like this because they can't have their ways with us as they used to have in the past. When we want to do something, we will do. We have done a lot of blunders in the past. The rulers of those days did a lot of blunders, lost so many things because of their kind of imbecility or fear of what other would say. Aha. This is a common expression by people. What others would say. Oh, so you are bothered of what others would say, not what you want to do. That should be the question asked. What the other world would say. They would treat us bad if you do this. These have been the stories that have been running around in this nation for the last several years. And none of these people wanted to build the cat. They all wanted their own comforts. And they thought by appeasing people they will be happy with you. No. You appease somebody, they will never be happy. Don't do that mistake. Show them reason. If they understand, well and good, otherwise bring them down to the knees. So the strong Bharat becomes a cause for disturbance for many, and many have subsequently joined hands together in their all-out attempt to reduce the unity of Bharat so that the strength of Bharat could be reduced. And this kind of things had been going on. Now I am telling every citizen, you don't listen to me, but you watch out for disturbing elements, disintegrating elements. Anyone who creates dichotomies, be careful. Anybody who makes such distinctions that you are different, they are different. You are distinct, they are distinct. So you cannot coexist. Anybody who speaks against coexistence, anybody who supports any kind of separatism, be watchful. You be watchful. Don't let them do that. You please try to see for yourselves. Use your own mind, use your own imagination, and use your own understanding to understand what is right and what is not right. Give yourselves to thinking, not somebody's thinking, your own thinking. Try to understand things by yourselves, for yourselves. Socrates, he spoke in Greece, noutheization, which means you know yourselves what is right and what is not right. You should use your own mind to understand right wrongs. This, of course, precisely is what the Mimamsa philosophy says. Understand for yourselves, by yourselves, and then once you understand, stand by it. So all of us, let's be very clear that we want a strong nation. We want a strong nation. Nation first. This thing suddenly comes to my mind. Suppose you ask this question to two societies, one Bharat, another Pakistan. Pakistan has become Pakistan only day before yesterday, only few days before, say 5 years before. You ask this question to both the societies. Simply ask somebody from Bharat and somebody from Pakistan this question. That is, if you ask them, which comes first, nation or religion? This is the question you should ask. You ask the same question to people of Pakistan and people of Bharat. People of Bharat would say nation first comes first. Majority, vast majority people of Bharat would say nation first. Nation comes first. Religion then or second. But when you ask the same questions to Pakistani people, invariably, vast majority of them, they are going to say religion first, nation second. Of course, you can't blame them. You just can't blame them because the history is that they got themselves a chunk of land from our nation in the name of religion, for religion, and now of course it becomes of religion as well. They have no existence other than this. They have no freedom. They are asked to breathe through a religion which they are compelled to be confined to. There is no mimamsa philosophy, Christians, giving you freedom to reflect and accept as well as reject what you want or what you don't want. So nation for us is first. Let me quote Pujaniya Guruji. Rashtraya Swaha. Idam na mama. Nation first. Everything else becomes second. Till we meet again, friends. Namaste. Jai Bharat. Jai Shri Ram.